But I was very intrigued by the scientific studies that show after the moment of death, after the heart has stopped beating, the human mind can remain active for another few minutes. And in some cases, particularly in Canada, researchers have observed persistent brain activity in dead patients for about 10 minutes. And that to me was an immense puzzle. What happens inside the human brain in that limited amount of time? And if it is true that the part of our brain that is in charge of long-term memory is the last bit to shut down, then what do the dead remember? Do they remember the good things in life? Do they remember the bad things? What remains from a whole life? How do you compress it into those last 10 minutes? That was in a way my starting point. But as you underlined, I think that's very true. I have this desire, this wish to bring the periphery to the center, to try to give more voice to people who have been voiceless, to empower people who have been disempowered. To me, this is very important. And maybe even though each and every book might seem very different, maybe it's an underlying current in most of my work as well. And in that regard, I do sincerely believe storytellers need to pay attention to silences. And in a country like Turkey, there are so many of them. Turkey, of course, is a country with a very long and rich history, but that does not mean we have a solid, strong memory. In fact, it's just the opposite. It's a society of collective amnesia, you know? It's a society of forgettings. Forgetting is the easiest thing to do in Turkey. So I think in a setting like that, a writer's job is also to try to remind people of voices that are forgotten and stories that have been erased. And in that regard, I think memory is a response.